many years ago, 2004, January 7th. I'll never forget. I was in business school then, but I was home. And I was studying. And I got a call from Tayo Aderiokun, God bless his soul. It was after 9 o'clock. Network news was on. And he called to say, did you listen to the news? I said, no, brother, I'm busy, I'm studying. And he said, they just banned every form of furniture from coming into Nigeria. I said, eh. He said, I'm telling you, they just shut down your business and you are saying, eh. I said, it's okay, it is well. He said, how can it be well? I said, don't worry, brother, it is well. The it is well came out of my spirit. It didn't come out of my flesh. Because it definitely wasn't well. As at that point, I had spent 15 years building this business. And if all of a sudden, government just makes an announcement that literally shuts down 15 years of my life, and I started the business at 25 going on 26, that's my youth. Dropped the phone, told my husband, we went to watch the recap of the news, listened to the news. I said, and then people started calling me, and I was the one assuring everybody, don't worry, it is fine. How is it if I said, don't worry, it is fine? What was my assurance? The God that I knew. Why? 3 years before, the Lord asked me, what if government does what they did? 3 years. And I thought, okay. So I will do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. I did all the preliminary work. I had all the reports, but I didn't execute. So when that happened, I knew that there was good in it for me. I didn't quite understand it, but I knew there was good in it for me. Why? What gave me my assurance? I sat down and I said to myself that without a doubt, I am certain that I am where the Lord has established my feet. And I was walking in the will of God. So check your walk, because it affects your mindset. If you're walking outside of the will of God, when situations come, fear and condemnation will take hold of you. You're going to think about the things you're doing that are outside of God. And you're going to start self-accusation. Because you're going to be saying, is it because of this? Is it because of that? Is it because... You will not be able to focus. Our conversation over the next 2 days might be a little hard. But this is family talk. And we talk truth so that we can have our victory. And I said, God, I know you. You are not a wicked God. And the Bible says to me that your thoughts towards me, they are thoughts of good and not of evil, to bring me to an expected end. The Bible says you delight in my prosperity. You are not a wicked God. Therefore, I am sure that you will not establish my feet upon the rock and kick the rock from under my feet. That's not you. They that know their God. Because in the time of crisis is when you need victory. You cannot have victory except you're at war. So the war is not the problem. The challenges are your bread. They're consumables. Why are they bread? Because there's nothing sweeter than victory. And you cannot have victory without battle. So we cannot be battle afraid, but we must be battle ready. And for you to have victory, you must be empowered and equipped for the moments you have not even seen. But that you know that the one that looks after you has seen it ahead of time. So I said, you will not kick the rock from under my feet. So I'm certain that whatever this is, which I do not necessarily understand, but I know you, and I know that you have said all things work together for my good. Therefore, there must be good in this situation for me. Now, the difference between narrowing down to the point where I decide that there's good in it for me, or the alternative, where I panic and see what I consider as destruction of 15 years of work, of multiple businesses built, of hundreds of people employed, of value created in the economy, can give me a heart attack if I had no understanding. Or can push me away from facing the roar of the lion to running in the direction of where the female lion is waiting. And what did that mean in that situation? It was an option between becoming a smuggler, because the laws changed. And if I decided that I had to continue in that business because I know that God called me to it, even though I know that God called me to it, I could misinterpret his purpose for this situation. I could then decide, well, God, I don't know how else to do this, but I can smuggle the furniture, and what will I become? A smuggler. Does that glorify God? Where is the honor? I definitely won't be standing here today. The integrity label will not have stuck, because before then, that was my name. In the middle of that crisis, I had to prove my name. Who you say you are is easy when a season of prosperity and joy and celebration. But the substance of who you are is tested only when you're at war and in the season of challenges. And victory does not exist outside of troubles. So I took my position with God and said, that good that is in this that I can't clearly see now, I know that you will show me the way. Then I said to all my staff, nobody is going anywhere. Just stay calm. I'm not firing anybody. We're not doing anything. Lord, guide me. Open my eyes to see. And lead me every step of the way, day by day. January this year, that same Chair Center group became 30 years old. Out of that crisis, we set up 2 additional companies. Before then, there was no office seating European standard factory in sub-Saharan Africa. My French partners, who we ended up investing together and setting up here, were producing for us, but I've never invested anywhere outside of Europe. Nigeria was definitely not going to be their first choice. It looks impossible. But after I had reached a point that there was good in it for me, I had the courage to ask for the impossible things. And I went to the largest office seating manufacturer in England, in France, and one of the top 10 in the world, sat across from a large team and said to them, come to Nigeria with me and let's set up manufacturing together. They laughed, but little did they know that though I was sitting on one side alone, I had the whole of heaven